Hey folks, we're in the box blind where we was the other evening. We had a big shooter at last light come out way over here across the beans. We're upset on standing beans. We call this the back beans. It's a couple 100 yards from where I shot Stairmaster in the timber. It's Brendan and I's in here. And we got a lot of big bucks in this area. And Mark back come in here, not in the stand, but drove in back here about 250 yards this morning in the dark to hunt. Quite a ways from here, and there was a big giant with a hot doe bedded in our pasture, and they came right over this way, so she might drag him out here to these beans. You never know. But there could also be a few more bucks cruising around in here with a hot doe in this area. You know, Brenda and I, in the last 4 or 5 years, we've been hunting with a crossbow. I killed my first buck with Brenda off the ground, and she was filming out here on this place with a crossbow. And we do this every year when it starts getting into October, and we like to hunt those food sources when they combine the corn. We don't get it done just right away because we're moving around a lot. We actually hunted 15 days. We have a redneck blind, and we hunted in it back on an area we call the back beans and filmed several bucks back there.
He's not a shooter, is he?
No.
He'll be a stud next year.
Yeah, he sure will.
He's already pretty nice.
He's very nice.
Yeah, he's a shooter, I think. He's a big 8, isn't he?
Oh, there's another one coming.
I see him. I see him. Just be careful, don't spook these others. That second one's a big one from the other night.
One in particular, Brenda named Cletus, because he come out and work scrapes, but he's 150 yards away. And I kept saying, just come on over here, just come on over here, you know? And it reminded her of that movie with Eddie Murphy when he says, Cletus, just come on over here, just walk right on over here, you go limping back. So she nicknamed him Cletus. He's a big, wide 10, beautiful big management deer, probably in the mid-50s at least.
Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus.
Cletus we saw twice and couldn't get him, so we like to build a ground blind, brush in front of us and stuff, and that's what we did. We got a different wind. We got a straight west wind that would work perfect for us over there, so we went over and went in early, built a brush blind right on the end of a little timber called Terry's Timber that juts out in the middle of this cornfield. And we hunted that blind, and we hunted it one day, saw several deer, went back in there the next day, and I told Brenda, I said, this is perfect. They're gonna move. We're gonna see some shooters. Right there, there's a deer. Just come out over there. Hey folks, Brenda and I are set up where we was yesterday evening. We saw a lot of deer, several bucks, but just not the right one. There's bucks all over here, big rubs and scrapes. The rut is just starting. There's a lot of does using this cut cornfield. So these bucks are cruising this, looking bunch of big deer in this area. We got 2 big bucks over there. One of them is Snowbird. He's a giant, typical. But I'm not sure that he's old enough. The other one is a big 6x5 big giant management deer, short tines, wide, 20 plus inside. I'm gonna make a move here and move this. We had several bucks come out. We had a big buck snowbird come out, and this big 6x5 management deer, I told Brenda about it before we went in there, and he comes out, and they're all feeding, and they're checking does and working scrapes. There was another big 8-pointer. And that big management deer crosses in front of us following a doe. She wasn't in heat, but he was just kind of following her. And they went all the way across about 130 yards out, and they go over to the other side of the field, and they're working. Then pretty soon, here comes the doe feeding our direction. And I can see him over the rise behind her. Well, she comes right up there about 40, 45 yards, and he's still back there about 60 yards behind her. And I told Brenda, I can see him. I said, he may follow her right over here. About that time, his head comes up, and I can see him, and here he comes, following that doe. And I said, here he comes, B. If he comes in here, we're gonna shoot this big 6x5 management deer. She comes right up there about 40, 45 yards, and he's still back there about 60 yards behind her, and I told Brenda, I can see him. I said, he may follow her right over here. About that time, his head comes up, and I can see him, and here he comes, following that doe. Here he comes, Pete. Got him. Yes! Watch him, B. He's gonna go down. He's gonna go down. Bam! Yes! He just went down. He just went down. Here comes Snowbird right at us. Yes! It's one of the target box big management deer that we had right here. We had a bunch of pictures of big mature deer, probably 5.5 wide, and he's a 6x5, but he's got real short tines. I wanted to shoot him bad. He was one of our target bucks. We just got a big B. Yes, great job. Great job. 47 yards with the Excalibur twin strike, perfect shot. And that was the 15th afternoon that Brenda and I hunted. Folks, here he is. Management buck. He's a 6x5, typical frame, got a sticker or two. Come on over here, Terry. Look at this, folks.
Oh, yeah, he's a stud.
Terry, I mean, we've talked about this
Oh, yeah.
forever and ever. I mean, you gotta shoot these deer. It's hard, because you want them big giant racks, and this is a heck of a nice rack.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to shoot these big mature bucks like this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This is a 5.5-year-old 6x5 big brute of a buck.
Big bully buck.
Big bully buck on North American Whitetail television.
Oh, yeah, don't
And
get
Brenda's behind the camera, my buddy. What a beautiful buck.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna get him taken care of. We're gonna get some tags on him, and we're gonna celebrate. That's what it's all about right there. That beautiful twin strike, Excalibur did the job on him. He was 47 yards.